What the heck, Sydney? You were getting ready for the trip today, weren't you?
Oh, Barbara. Well, I was packing. Is there something wrong?
You're such a brazen person.
Why do you say that?
Don't you get it? Having the daughter-in-law along ruins the family trip.
A family trip. Right.
That's right. Don't you remember your place as the daughter-in-law?
I haven't forgotten.
You're an outsider, so it's no fun having you around.
Oh, I see.
Honestly, I was against Theo marrying such an impertinent woman. And to think you haven't quit your job. You should be a full-time housewife and support your husband. Poor Theo.
He supports my decision to keep working. Besides, my job is important to me.
Important? What are you talking about? What you should value most is the family.
Yes, it is indeed, but so is my job. And isn't what you're saying a bit contradictory?
What do you mean?
You tell me to value the family, but then you say not to come on the family trip.
Enough already. A daughter-in-law should serve the family but not get in the way. Whatever. I'll think of a solution.
A solution?
You'll find out soon enough.
Okay.
Sydney! I've done something.
What happened?
Oh dear, what am I going to do?
So what is it?
Oh no, really, what should I do?
Barbara, please just tell me what you want to tell me. The dramatic act is annoying.
Annoying? You, Sydney. Towards your husband's mother.
So what do you want to tell me? I know your true nature, so there's no need for this dramatic lead up to the nagging. Just get to the point.
You're really not cute at all.
I don't care to be cute to someone who bullies me without trying to get along.
Fine. I don't have much time anyway. Actually, I tore up and threw away your passport, so you'll be staying home. Theo says he prefers if you stay home too.
You threw away my passport?
It's your fault. Trying to brazenly join the family trip. You were planning to meet us at the airport, weren't you? But without a passport, you can't check in.
I see. I don't quite understand what you're saying, but I should just go home, right?
Exactly.
Well then, it's goodbye forever.
What?
Nothing. I'll be going home now. Honey, do you have a moment?
Yeah, what's up?
Did you give my passport to your mom?
What? No, I don't know anything about that. I wouldn't have your passport. Why are you asking? You took it with you, right?
Well, yes. Otherwise, I couldn't board the plane.
Did something happen?
I just got a message from Barbara. She says she tore up my passport and threw it away, so I should stay home.
What? What's that about?
I have my passport with me, so there's no way she could have thrown it away. But she was so confident about it that I got a bit worried.
I'll try to find out what's going on.
Thanks. Where are you now? Aren't you with your parents?
No, I'm away from them right now. I thought I should separate from them to give you an update. So I came to the restroom, and then your message came in.
Okay.
Well, we both can't stay on the phone, but things are mostly going according to plan on my end.
No issues on my end either.
Understood. I'll head back now.
Okay, take care.
Take care of my sister.
Sure. Safe flight.
Thanks. You guys too.
Sydney, I wonder if you're feeling lonely at home right about now. Hawaii is amazing. Because you didn't have your passport, we couldn't bring you along. But that turned out to be the right decision. It's just me, Dan, and Theo, a family-only affair. Trips are definitely the most enjoyable with this crew, the most relaxing.
If it's supposed to be a family-only affair, wouldn't it be unnatural without Katie?
Katie? She's not family like you.
Even though she's Theo's sister?
I won't have a misfit in my family. Ugh, really? I'm having such a good time. Why bring her up?
You speak harshly of your own daughter.
Daughter? She's just a freeloader. Theo is enough for us. I think of us three, me, Dan, and Theo, as a family.
I see.
Anyway, aren't you jealous? Today I'm going to enjoy the beach to the fullest and then go shopping.
Not really. I've been there many times before.
That's why people say you're not cute. You really are just a rude daughter-in-law with no manners.
When you say it like that, there's no room for argument.
If you're not going to reflect, then keep quiet.
I don't need you to tell me that.
Who do you think you are?
Just a daughter-in-law, you know.
Huh? What did you say? Ugh, talking to you just makes me sick. Such a waste of a Hawaii trip.
It was you who contacted me.
Okay. Let's just end this here.
Mom was furious, honey.
Why? Did I do something wrong?
She wanted to boast about her family trip, but she felt like you got one over on her instead. As usual, you sure know how to provoke her.
So you were watching?
Well, she thinks I automatically side with her just because I'm her son. She made me read the conversation.
Sorry to cause trouble.
Oh, by the way, about the passport that Mom said she threw away. She thought you were going to meet us at the airport.
Seems like it. She saw me packing when she dropped by unannounced. A different destination, but she misunderstood that I was joining the family trip.
I saw something like a passport in her bag and checked it. It turned out it was a fake passport.
A fake?
Well, not really a passport. Just a regular notepad made to look like one.
Huh?
Remember the passport-like notepad you got from a friend before?
Oh, that notepad? It does look like a real one, but anyone would realize it's fake if you open it, right?
Usually, yeah. But Mom's eyesight isn't great. She's starting to get farsighted, but refuses to admit it and doesn't wear glasses.
She doesn't want to admit she's aging? But saying she tore it up and threw it away was a lie, huh? She thought it was real and probably felt it would be bad to chuck it in a bin.
She secretly took the notepad she found during the surprise visit and even brought it to Hawaii.
To go that far for harassment?
And Dad didn't notice either, apparently.
Huh? Even him?
He usually wears reading glasses, but this time he came with regular sunglasses to look cool. Both of them are silly together.
Anyway, thanks for confirming. I was worried she might have thrown away someone else's passport or something. It looks like it's all good.
Yeah. Oh, how's Katie doing?
She's doing great. Moved into our new place the day before yesterday, and she's really happy to have her own space for the first time at 20. She seems genuinely excited. Also, when you get here, she's supposed to get her first phone ever, right?
Yeah, that's right. She's been asking our parents for it for ages, but never got one.
She's thrilled to be able to chat with friends. She's really looking forward to it.
That's good to hear. Being the eldest son, I've been overly pampered by mom and dad. I really caused her a lot of hardship.
Tomorrow, I plan to go shopping around town with her while I'm here.
In that case, tell her I don't mind spending money on her and she can buy whatever she likes.
Okay, I'll let her know.
I'll be making moves for my return home tomorrow too.
Got it.
Sorry again about mom causing you trouble, like saying she threw away the passport. It was just an attempted stunt this time, but she really might do something like that.
Well, yeah, but it's fine. I'm used to her antics. I never hand over an important passport. More importantly, we need to do something for Katie.
Yeah, she's doing her best in a new environment.
Let's support her for her future.
Yeah, thanks, honey.
Let's give it one last push. Let's go.
Yeah.
Theo, Dad and I have already arrived at the airport. You still can't make it here? Seems like you were on the phone with someone at the hotel. Is everything okay?
Sorry, Mom. Actually, it's not.
Oh no.
I've decided to take a different flight back.
Why?
There's a sudden work issue that came up.
Work?
I was on the phone with my boss. Apparently there's trouble with a client. I've been assigned to handle it. I can't go to the client immediately, but I need to communicate via phone and email. So, I'll be staying here for a while.
But during our family trip? Can't someone else handle it?
I've been handling this particular client for a long time. Apparently, it has to be me.
I see.
So go ahead and check in.
Are you really going to take a separate flight?
Yeah, sorry, but that's how it has to be.
I feel uneasy without you. I'm not really familiar with the procedures for boarding a plane.
Dad knows and is with you, so you'll be fine without me.
Well, that's true.
Okay then, I'll get to work now. I wasn't sure if I'd need it, but bringing the laptop was the right call.
I was thinking we could share memories of the trip on the flight back. It's really a shame to go separate ways at the last minute.
It's work, so what can I do?
But still, it's supposed to be a special family trip, you know.
I understand, but this is important too.
Really? If you say so, then okay.
Dad's there too, so it'll be fine.
Yeah. Well then, take care and come back safely.
Got it. You too, Mom. Honey, the plan was a huge success. I told Mom about the sudden work issue. She totally bought it without any suspicion. Mom and Dad are definitely on a plane that has already taken off. I'm also getting on a plane to Paris right after this.
Nice. Everything's going as planned. Good job.
Thanks. I'll be on an international flight for almost a whole day from now. I'll turn off my phone soon.
Okay. Barbara will definitely try to contact me, so leave it to me.
Sorry about that. Thanks. Mom's going to freak out, but just handle it smoothly.
It's okay. I'm used to it. It's nothing new.
True.
Take care. Hope you can rest well on the plane.
Yeah, I'll let you know when I land.
Got it. I'll do my job here too.
Thanks a lot. Well, talk to you later then.
Sydney, do you know where Theo is? I just checked my phone and got a crazy message from him. Since then, I've been calling but can't reach him. He hasn't read my messages either. Hey, Sydney, reply to me now.
Oh, you're later than I expected.
Huh?
I was expecting to hear from you sooner and was on edge.
I got home tired and fell asleep right away. Then I realized just now that my phone was off.
You just saw the declaration of estrangement I was sent after you got on the plane.
You know where he is, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Tell me quickly.
He's on the plane.
Oh. So he's on his way home, right? If I hang around the airport, I can see him.
It's pointless.
Why? What do you mean?
We're being transferred overseas.
Overseas assignment?
We work for the same company and have talked about being in the international department, haven't we? The company is strengthening our overseas operations, so we've been ordered to go.
I had no idea about this.
Of course, we didn't tell you.
Why not? I don't think deciding to live abroad is something you should keep from your family.
Can't you guess why he declared estrangement?
No, I can't. After all the hopes and doting, he wouldn't do something like turn against his parents. You probably influenced him somehow. Give me back my son.
Oh boy. Seems like you haven't noticed other changes either.
Huh? What changes?
What about Katie?
Huh? Come to think of it, haven't seen her since I came back. Wait, what's going on? Where did Katie go?
Did you just notice?
All of her stuff is gone.
Wasn't it 2 small chests of drawers in the corner of the living room? Even though she lived in that house for 20 years, that's surprisingly little stuff, right?
Just giving her 2 of them is generous enough for such a failure.
Failure? What made you decide she's a failure anyway?
She's slow at everything she does, and her grades are nothing to write home about.
The high school she attended is among the top in the state.
Oh, yeah?
Well, it seems like you're not very familiar with school matters, so you probably didn't realize how difficult it is to get into that school.
You're so annoying. She was just lucky. Even if it's a top school, her grades were probably lower compared to others.
She consistently ranked in the top 3 of her class.
What? You're kidding.
No, I'm not. Especially in French, she's at a native speaker level.
French? I've never heard she was learning French.
I guess not. You just didn't know because you weren't interested in her.
That's not true.
Really? Then do you know how much she studied every day?
I wouldn't know that.
That's the issue. You weren't interested in her. You didn't see her efforts or accomplishments.
But she's a failure.
No, she's not a failure. She's achieved everything through her own efforts.
We didn't give her a room of her own. When did she manage to study?
Apparently, she was going to the library until late every day.
I thought she was hanging out with friends all the time.
In that environment, Theo and I were afraid her talents might be wasted. With her consent, she'll be living with us overseas. Our assignment is in Paris. It's perfect for her, who is fluent in French.
Wait, is she already there?
Yes. She's also considering going to university here and is determined to work hard.
What in the world?
I understand you're shocked, but we're not finished yet.
Ugh.
There's one more thing.
What else could there possibly be?
It's about your husband.
What? What on earth is going on? Earlier, I checked Dan's room. His things are gone too.
I don't know the details, but I've heard about him gradually moving things out.
Where is he?
I haven't been informed about that.
That can't be true.
Well, if I have to say, he apparently left his job on good terms.
Left his job? Why?
He's moving far away. Shocking news for you, I'm sure, but in reality, he's been seeing another woman for years.
What? I can't believe this.
I suppose so, but he left you to live with that woman.
Is this a joke?
Nope. He couldn't bring himself to ask for a divorce until now.
But
I heard he decided to go through with it after the family trip.
Does Theo know?
Yes, Dan told him about his intention to divorce.
Why didn't he tell me?
I suppose he couldn't. Perhaps he didn't think you would accept the divorce. But Dan said he plans to pay alimony because it's due to his infidelity.
I don't need any alimony. I can't live alone. I don't want a divorce at my age.
I understand how you feel, but...
Please, Sydney. Please help me and convince Dan.
I'm sorry, but I won't take anyone's side.
Why not?
Because you both have been bullying me for so long. Frankly, I don't feel inclined to help either side.
What? What have we done to you?
Do you really have no idea? You've both mistreated me, demanding that I serve the family because I'm a daughter-in-law. But you never truly accepted me as part of the family. Even this time, despite it being a misunderstanding on your part, you claimed to have thrown away my passport, which you always carried with you.
It was just a prank.
Even if it was a prank, it was too malicious.
So, what should I do? I absolutely don't want a divorce.
You'll have to leave it to a lawyer from here on.
A lawyer? No way.
Both Theo and I will cut ties with you.
Wait a minute.
Well, I have nothing more to say.
Sydney!
Goodbye. The in-laws got divorced. Dan married his mistress, but after paying alimony to Barbara, he was left with no saving. He now lives in a run-down apartment, struggling to keep afloat. It's far from a happy marriage. Barbara, now alone, has become a recluse, living off the money from the property division and alimony, scraping by day. Neighbors who know the situation whisper amongst themselves that they knew it happened eventually. Both Dan and Barbara lament that things didn't turn out as they had hoped, but considering how they mistreated their daughter and bullied their daughter-in-law, they brought this upon themselves.
Hey Maddie, is now a good time? Hi Jane, sure. Thanks for inviting us to dinner tonight. Do you always cook those kinds of dishes? What do you mean those kinds? Like, you know, roasted vegetables and gluten-free food. There wasn't a single meat dish. Yeah, lately we started going vegan and gluten-free. What? That's not good. Why not? My son Kevin works hard every day, you know. If he keeps eating those plain dishes, he'll become too skinny. You should cook more meat dishes for him. I would like to do that, but his recent medical results showed signs of issues with his metabolism and sugar levels. We've been focusing on vegan, gluten-free diets. It's for his health, you know. Are you saying my son is overweight? I don't think so. He has always been skinny ever since he was little. It seems like he gained quite a bit of weight since we got married. I know he loves to eat junk food while out, so I try to make sure that he eats healthy meals at home at least. I see, but he's still in his 30s. I don't think you have to restrict him from eating meat like this. Besides, he has always preferred meat over vegetables. I feel bad for my son. It's not like I'm restricting him from eating meat. There are some days when I cook meat dishes, but I still want my husband to stay healthy. Anyways, how many years has it been since you got married to my son? Well, it's been about 5 years, I think. See, it's been 5 years and you still haven't gotten pregnant. That's proof he needs to eat more meat. When I saw him the other day, he seemed quite tired for some reason. It's probably because you're stingy and only cook plain dishes, isn't it? I think it's because he worked late that day. Lately, he often comes home late at night because of work. I don't think so. I think it's because of what he eats. So, I had to stop by the house the other day and feed him. What? To boost my son's energy, I cooked his favorite steak for him. Steak? Yes, I bought finest meat just for him. He looked so happy and ate a lot that day. My husband is currently on a diet. See, here you go again. That's why, no matter how much time passes, you haven't gotten pregnant. Given how hard work already is, you should at least make something to boost stamina for Kevin. Isn't that what a wife is supposed to do? Yeah, as a wife, I take care of my husband's health. I prepare nutritious meals considering his health. I know you are concerned about him too, but I know what's best for him. Oh, shut up. I just want to see my grandchild soon. What? All my neighbors are having grandchildren one after another. How long are you planning to make me wait? I don't know what to say about that. Because you keep making meager meals for my son. I'm feeling miserable. Instead of dieting, you should put your priority on making grandchildren for me. Maddie, have you gotten pregnant yet? No, I haven't gotten pregnant yet. Huh? Still not pregnant? Yes, I'm sorry. Why are you being lazy? Hurry up and start making babies. What? Why are you saying this out of nowhere? My neighbor's eldest sons have only been married for 3 years. And you know what? They're welcoming a second child. When I heard that, I felt so frustrated. And on top of that, everyone in the neighborhood only talks about their grandchildren. They show me pictures and videos of their grandchildren and brag about how cute they are. The only picture I can show them is my dog. I can't help but be jealous. I see. I see? Don't you feel bad about me? So, how's it going? Tell me. What do you mean, how is it going? I'm asking if you're actively trying to get pregnant. No, lately we are both busy, so it's not that easy. Besides, we have discussed that we don't need to rush into it. What nonsense are you talking about? You're already over 30, aren't you? So what? Nowadays many people have children around the age of 40. What? No. You'll be 40 in no time. As you get older, giving birth and raising children become more challenging. Giving birth is better when you're younger. I'm saying this for your own good. Well, I appreciate that. I understand that you want to see your grandchild soon, but we're both busy and this is a personal matter for us. I don't need excuses. Then why don't you quit your job and focus on trying to get pregnant? Can't you manage your life with just my son's income? No, that's not possible. Don't lie. Kevin works for a well-known company. He probably makes enough for 2 people. I'm sure he does, but he's been spending too much these days. So there isn't as much financial flexibility as you might think. What? Are you saying it's my son's fault? Lately, it seems he's out drinking every night. I'm concerned about his health, and I've asked him to cut back, but he doesn't listen to me at all. That's your fault, isn't it? Why is it my fault? A wife must create a comfortable environment for her husband to want to come home. Yet you're always nagging about dieting and complaining. I'm not complaining every day. Don't make excuses. Moreover, when he comes home, you only serve simple and plain meals every day. No wonder he doesn't want to come home. I've told you before that sometimes I cook his favorite meat dish. I don't think I'm nagging that much. But last month, he spent over $1,500 just on drinking. If I weren't working, we wouldn't be able to make ends meet. It's his money. He can spend it however he wants. What I'm trying to say is, if he spends that much every month, I can't quit my job and raise a child. Well, you're probably right. Instead of going out drinking all the time, he should come home early. I'll tell my son to go home as soon as possible. Maddie, you should also ease up on work and focus on trying to get pregnant. But it's our decision to have a baby. What? No, this is not just your issue. As my daughter-in-law, you need to bear a grandchild for us. And also, this is a good opportunity for you to get tested to see if you're infertile. Infertility test? If you're infertile, there's no point in being married to my son. What? I think we can continue being a couple even if we can't have a child. What are you saying? Are you trying to keep me from having grandchildren for the rest of my life? Anyway, just get tested, okay? Well, I'll think about it. Hey, Maddie. I heard you got tested. Why didn't you tell me about it? Huh? Who told you about the test? From my son, of course. I heard you're the reason why I still have no grandchild. What? Hold on. Are you saying I'm infertile? Yes. I can't believe you trying to hide it. You kept it from me because you didn't want to get divorced by my son, didn't you? Not really. Did he really tell you that I was infertile? My son told me everything. I see, but I didn't keep quiet because I didn't want a divorce. Oh, really? No wonder. I thought it was strange that you've been married for 5 years and haven't gotten pregnant. It turns out it's all your fault. Jane, he doesn't need a useless wife who can't bear children. I'm going to find a younger, more honest, childbearing wife for my son. You should divorce my son right away. About that, we're already divorced, you know. What? Already divorced? I just told him to divorce you because you're infertile. I'm telling you, we are already divorced. Wait, what do you mean by that? He said he talked to you about it, so I left it up to him, but the story about me being infertile was his lie. A lie? Wait, I don't get it. I didn't want to deal with you anymore, so I let him handle it. I feel sorry for you, and I'll tell you the truth at this point. There's no way that my son is lying. Well, you'll have to hear me out before you decide if I'm lying or not. First, about the divorce. I know my son dumped you. It's the opposite. Haha. I've been thinking about bringing up the divorce for a while now. What do you mean? He was having an affair. What? I always thought something was off. He works for a well-known company, so if he worked overtime, he should have received overtime pay. Even though he claimed to work overtime every day, his salary remained the same. He told me he has to go out for work-related socializing. But when I happened to talk to one of his colleagues, they told me that no work-related socializing has happened recently. So that means he lied about working overtime or attending work-related socializing. He was meeting his affair partner. No way, not my son. I didn't want to believe it at first either. But I wanted to know the truth, so I hired a PI. And it was confirmed that he was having an affair. You hired a PI? Yes, actually, he was madly in love with a stripper. What? He goes to a strip club? At first, his boss forced him to go, but then he got hooked. Eventually, my husband started going alone. He started meeting that woman privately, and there were pictures of them holding hands and entering a motel. On top of that, to support her financially, he secretly loaned money. No way. He borrowed money just to impress her. What a fool, haha. Well, for a fat old man like him, he could only use money to get a young woman. I can't believe it. My son having an affair with a stripper. Well, it was fine until he was just going to places like that. In his case, it's clear cheating, and we have to get a divorce. I was foolish to believe he was working late. And that's not the only thing he lied about. What? There's more? We haven't talked about the main issue, about the test. Despite being insistent about it, did you forget? Haha. Oh, yeah. So, we both underwent fertility testing. We both thought there shouldn't be any issues. I was hoping that once we had a baby, he might stop cheating on me. But the results were surprising. I was fine, but he was infertile. My son is infertile? Yes. No matter how many times we tried, we couldn't conceive because of him. That's a lie. How is it impossible that a man is infertile? Did you really think that infertility is only for women? Because it's the woman who gives birth to the child. Infertility can also be an issue with men. I have the test results if you'd like to see them. If you want to see it right now, I can send you a picture. Stop it. I don't need to see that. Can you believe it? He was blaming everything on me while he was the reason why we still have no child. Haha. He's been spending all the money on a stripper, and on top of that, he's infertile. What's so funny about it? Don't you find it funny? You were calling me a useless wife. But the truth was, it's your son who is useless. Haha. That's enough. Stop it. How could you disrespect your ex-husband like that? Besides, he's my son, so it's natural for me to believe what he says. Weren't you sad when you found out my son was infertile? Not really. I don't care. We've already divorced. Oh, my poor son. Even if he was infertile, there should be some treatments, right? If my son gets married to a young woman, it might work this time. I don't think so. The doctor said it's absolutely impossible. Oh no. So I won't be able to see my grandchildren for the rest of my life? Unfortunately, that's how it is. Then what about the successor to our family? My son is an only child. If my son can't have children, then there will be no heir to our family. Why don't you adopt a child? It doesn't make sense to have a child who isn't related to us. I guess so. You sound like you don't care about it. Yeah, because it's not my problem. The rest is for you to discuss with your son. By the way, I'm demanding a full alimony payment from him. Alimony? Of course. We divorced because he cheated on me. But my son is probably hurting now that he knows he's infertile. And on top of that, he's burdened with debt. Please don't do anything to push him into a corner like that. I'm sorry to hear about your son's infertility, but the debt is his own fault. Well, I don't think I'll ever see you again. Goodbye. Wait, Maddie. Please, I'm begging you, at least spare him the alimony. Maddie. I have a favor, please answer the phone. What? Jane? I don't think there is anything to discuss with you anymore. It's very important. I need to talk to you for a minute. About what? I'm busy right now, so please keep it short. I heard you got married again. Is that true? Yes, I did. I was wondering if we could adopt your child if you get pregnant. What? My neighbor just had her 3rd grandchild. I'm so jealous, it's driving me insane. So, what does this have to do with my child? I want you to let me hold a grandchild. I'm sure you're planning to get pregnant soon, right? In that case, I want to raise that child. Of course, I'll provide full support during your pregnancy. You can even stay at our place. You won't have to worry about living expenses, okay? Jane, do you even realize how insane you're sounding? I divorced your son 2 years ago. And my child isn't even related to you by blood, so it won't be your grandchild. At this point, blood relations don't matter. Anyway, I want to hold a baby and brag to the neighbors. That's enough. Can you please not involve me, a complete stranger, in your ridiculous show-off? Oh, come on, don't say that we are strangers. We used to be a family once. Well, how about this? Your son gets married to a single mother, that would be a quick solution, right? That way the child would be your grandchild. Well, my son has shut himself in his room and it's another problem that I'm facing. What? After the divorce, being demanded alimony, and ending up in debt, he got dumped by that stripper. Well, as I expected. He wanted to marry her, but she dumped him just like that. He was shocked, became reckless. He quit his job and is still unemployed. I see. I don't think he'll ever get married again. Right? That's why I have no one else to rely on but you, Maddie. If you get pregnant, promise you'll tell me first, okay? I'll raise the child with care. It's been my dream for so many years to hold a grandchild in my arms. I'm sorry, but it's physically impossible for me to fulfill your dream. What? Why? I'm currently not in the States. What? No way. My current husband has been assigned to work abroad, so we're living as a family overseas. As a family? Yes, I already have a child. So I'm sorry, but you'll have to give up. Oh no, my grandchild. It's not your grandchild. Are we done? I'm busy, so I don't have time to listen to this nonsense. Wait, please, Maddie. I apologize for everything I've said to you. Could you please let me meet your child at some point? I will wait until you come back here. Absolutely not. I won't ask for adoption anymore. At least let me hold the child in my arms. No, I don't want anything to do with you anymore, so I'm going to block you. Goodbye. A few days later, I received a message from Jane's husband. He apologized for his wife causing trouble and expressing his regrets. It seems he has been distressed for a while about his wife's inappropriate behavior. He also told me that he finally decided to get a divorce. Now that Jane has gone through a divorce and her ex-husband has moved out, she finds herself in daily arguments with her son while grappling with her deep attachment to grandchildren. On the other hand, I am living overseas with my husband and our 1-year-old son. My first marriage was a disaster, but now I am surrounded by my loving family and couldn't be happier.
Hey Anna, it's been a while. How have you been? Well, who is it? It's your sister, Phoebe. Phoebe? I don't have a sister with that name. Excuse me. Wait a minute. Why are you so cold? I haven't heard from you in a while. I thought I blocked you. Don't tell me you created another account just to contact me. Oh, yeah. What the hell? I was just about to forget you. What? You're my only sister. How can you do this to me? I don't consider you my sister. Are you still upset about what happened 3 years ago? Of course. You eloped with my husband. I still haven't forgiven you. You sure hold grudges. It's been 3 years. Get over it. How can I? I just built my dream home, but because you took my husband away from me, I was left alone in a big house. I had to pay the mortgage alone. You've effed me up so much. I know it sucks to get divorced just after building such a big house, but you know, it's a good thing that happened before you guys had any children. If you get divorced after a baby is born, you might have a lot of problems. You should be thankful for that. Please tell me you're kidding. How can you be so calm after upsetting Mom and Dad that much? It can't be helped. It's just that the man I fell in love with happened to be your husband. Just because John's wife changed from you to me, that doesn't change the fact that John is our family's son-in-law. That's not the point. Mom and Dad are both too strict. How can they just disown me for this? It's only natural that they would cut you off. You knew that John was my husband, and you made a move on him. Even John said he'd rather be with me. Please don't make it sound like I'm the only one to blame. You are too. What the heck? Because you're always so absorbed in your work. You didn't give any attention to John, right? We're both busy with work. To buy our own house, we were even working overtime. But if you work all the time, you'll get dumped by men. Men will leave you. You're even ugly. You need to work harder on your attractiveness instead of your work. Oh, I see. Well, I don't really care about John anymore. Just be happy with him. So, why did you call me? If it's not something important, leave me alone. I'd rather not have anything to do with you. Oh, come on. Don't be so uptight. I called you today because I have good news for you. Good news? Yeah, I have good news. I'll return John to you. What the? I've decided to divorce John. What the heck? You guys just got married 3 years ago. You're divorcing already? Yup. Why? Because I found someone else. You cheated on him? There's nothing I can do about it. One can't suppress the feelings they have for someone. I can't believe it. You took my husband away from me, paid alimony, and then just simply left him? I'd get bored after 3 years of being a married couple. Besides, John's a pretty normal guy, to be honest. Huh? I think you know him better than anyone. He's just an ordinary guy. It's not like he's good looking or anything. He's your husband, so you got carried away and went for him. But I, on the other hand, am rational about this. I realize that marrying a small businessman from a small company doesn't do me much good. You're so cruel. I mean, I'm surprised you decided to marry John. What's so good about him? Well, you make a lot of money. I'm sure you wouldn't mind marrying John. At the time, I was in love with his personality. I didn't care about his looks or his profession. In the end, he betrayed me, so I guess I wasn't a good judge of character. I can't have a boring guy like John. You're the worst. You only took John because he was my husband. You didn't really like John, did you? That's not true. I liked him at first. I just got bored of him halfway through. So, who did you fall for this time? That's probably someone you know too. What? Emily's husband, Ken. Emily is our cousin Emily? That's right. You're lying. I'm not lying. Emily has 2 kids. You took her husband away from her? I fell in love with him at first sight. I happened to run into Emily and Ken and the kids. He was so handsome that I fell in love with him. Since then, I haven't been able to forget Ken. Oh no. Then one day, by chance, I bumped into Ken on the street. I was alone at the time. I thought it was my only chance, so we exchanged contact information. I asked him out on a date. What the? You're married. You're such a jerk. At first, we were just going to have tea. But when we were alone together, we got into a good mood. We ended up staying together until the night. And then we went straight to a hotel. Oh my God. We started going out once a week. And then Ken finally proposed to me the other day. What? Even though he's married too? He proposed to you? Yep. I'm sure I was more attractive than Emily. Really, I'm so guilty. No man can resist my charms. Even if they have a wife and kids, they would still fall for me. I'm glad I was born beautiful, unlike you. No way. I thought Ken cared about his family. He put me before his family. That's why I don't need John anymore. I'll give him back to you. What are you talking about? I don't care if you give him back now. Wait, don't you still like John? I don't like him at all. Don't be so harsh. I mean, I feel sorry for John. He's left alone after I dumped him. You should remarry him. I can't. Well, either way, I'm breaking up with John. Ken, unlike John, works for a big company and is well paid. Even if Emily asks for alimony, I'm sure Ken will pay my share too. Oh, my life is so rosy that I can marry a high-spec handsome guy. I'm speechless. You only think about taking things from people, don't you? I'm just being honest with myself. And well, Emily must have some problem too. Same with you. What are you talking about? Emily hasn't done anything wrong. I'm sure Emily's too busy with the kids. She didn't take good care of Ken. Once she became a mother, she stopped being a wife. That's why Ken was attracted to me, a beautiful and comforting woman. Ew, you're making me sick talking to you. I'm going to leave now. Hey, are you sure you don't want to remarry John? I'm not remarrying. Okay, bye. I see. You're going to live alone from now on, aren't you? You really want to be with John, but you're so stubborn, you poor thing. I'm sorry that I'm the only one who feels good. Be happy for me, sister. Anna! Just when I thought the noti was so noisy, it's you again? I've called you so many times, but you don't answer. I'm busy. It's Sunday. You're not supposed to be at work. It seems like you haven't been home for a long time. Where are you? On a long business trip. Oh, so that's why you weren't home yesterday or today. What do you want? I called you to apologize for something. What? I got Emily's husband, and I'm taking your mansion too. What the hell? Yesterday, I happened to pass by your house. You locked the front door, but you forgot to close the window on the first floor, so I let myself in through the window. What the hell? You came in without permission? That's okay, we're sisters. So I thought if I waited, you would come home sooner or later. But you didn't come home for a long time. If you're away all the time, then you should let Ken and I live here. Wait. I was wondering where to buy a new house for us. I'm glad we got a nice house for free. Isn't it nice? Even if we live here. You're single, so you don't need such a big place, right? I'm sorry. I keep taking things away from you. That house has already been sold. What? That's not my house. What? What are you talking nonsense? This house is yours, right? On the contrary, I want to ask you, why did you think it was my house? Then whose house is it? You built it when you were married to John, right? But you lost John to me. You've been living alone, haven't you? But from now on, Ken and I will live here. When you come back from your business trip, I want you to pack up your stuff and move out. No, wait. I'll pack your stuff properly. Have you changed your taste? There's a lot of elegant furniture in here. Well, I'll put the things I don't need out in the hallway. Phoebe, wait. Don't tamper with the furniture without permission. What? Why not? Do you still have feelings for this house? Why don't you move into a smaller apartment? You have a lot of stuff here. It's in the way. I can't wait to get rid of it. I don't have any of my stuff in that house. What? Because I don't live there. Stop lying so desperately. I think you've got it all wrong. That house is not my house anymore. I sold it about a year after my divorce. I live somewhere else now. What? Did you check the nameplate? It wasn't my name, was it? Wait. I don't know this name. You did sell the house. That's what I've been saying. I can't believe you sold it after making such efforts to build it. It's too big for one person. Phoebe, what have you done? You broke into someone's house without permission. I didn't know that you sold the house. Not my fault. But it's still insane to break in through the window. What could I do? I was having trouble finding a new place to live with Ken. I thought he worked for a big company and has lots of money, but he said he didn't have much savings and wanted to find a cheap place to live. And let me tell you something else. The man you're going to marry is not Emily's husband. Huh? You said you stole Emily's husband, but I thought something was wrong. I asked Emily directly. What? Then Emily laughed and told me, you didn't take her husband away from her, and that you were mistaking him for someone else. That's impossible! I did take Ken away from her. I saw Ken and Emily together with my own eyes. There is no doubt that he is Emily's husband. Well, can't be helped that you mistook him. Huh? Ken has a twin brother. Twin? That's right. I just found out for the first time. Ken is an identical twin. He has a brother who looks exactly like him. So, it seems that the one you thought you stole from Emily was actually Sam, Ken's brother. What the? I mean, didn't you even check his name? I didn't bother to check. I just kept calling him darling. You must have made a terrible mistake. Oh no! Well, even if it was a mistake, if you like Sam, it's fine, isn't it? Of course, I can't forgive you for trying to steal Emily's husband, but turns out he wasn't Emily's. Sam must be a good-looking guy to your liking too. He has the same face as Ken, so he's certainly good-looking, but... Well, the only difference between the twins is that Sam doesn't work. What? Phoebe, you didn't know that? Sam failed to find a job when he was a university student and has been working as a freelancer ever since. He just quit his part-time job, so he's unemployed now. I thought he was working for a big company. Ken is the one who works for a big company. That's why he said he didn't have any savings. Of course. I don't know what to do. I've caught a useless guy. That's rude. You were the one who approached him. I don't care how good-looking he is. I don't want an unemployed man. I thought I was going to marry an elite guy with a high salary and become an elegant housewife. Too bad for you. According to Emily, Sam was going to have his wife provide for him after they got married. Does that mean I was going to marry a gold digger? Yep. So Sam tricked me? No, you misunderstood everything on your own. Anyway, Phoebe, are you still in the house I used to live in? What you're doing is trespassing. Oh my God, what do I do? I heard a car pull up outside. Maybe the current residents came back? Anna, help me! I can't. I'm out of state on a business trip. Oh no! Anna, what should I do in a situation like this? I think you should just go out and apologize. I don't want to. I'm scared. They'll get angry. Of course they will. Oh no! What? Someone came in through the front door. Oh, I'll see you later. Wait, help me, Anna. What should I do? You're on your own. Anna! Oh, it's all over. Anna? Oh, Phoebe, you're safe. I was afraid you'd be in jail by now for trespassing. It was a sweet old couple who came home. I told them I thought it was my sister's house and apologized. They didn't call the police. All they did was give me a lecture. I see. If you learn from this, don't even think about taking someone's house again. Anna, help me. Yes? Sam and I have nowhere to live. Sam doesn't have a job, and we don't have money to rent an apartment. You are working, right? After Sam and I decided to get married, I handed in my resignation. Huh? I thought Sam was Emily's husband, Ken. With a husband who works for a big company, I thought I didn't have to work anymore. Mom and Dad have cut me off from them, so I can't depend on them. I thought about going to Sam's parents, but this time when his parents found out that I tried to take Ken away from Emily, they kicked me out along with Sam. Oh, you poor thing. That's why you are the only one I can rely on. Please lend me some money. If things continue as they are, we'll be homeless. Huh? I just need money to rent an apartment and for moving expenses. I'll pay you back. I don't want to. Why not? I'm your sister. Please help me. I don't consider you my sister. You brought this on yourself, didn't you? You can't. You're single with money to spare, right? I don't want to give a penny to you. You always try to steal someone else's husband right away. You're so stingy. Yeah, I am. Besides, I'm not single. What? I got remarried last year. Now I live with my husband. What? Well, I have to go to work, so I'll see you later. Wait, Anna? I don't want to be homeless. Anna, help me. My sister and Sam eventually parted without getting married. Phoebe is now living a life like a homeless person, moving from one shelter to another. Moreover, since her former husband demanded alimony, she had to borrow money to pay the alimony. Somehow, she managed to find a part-time job, but she is living in poverty, just trying to make ends meet. It seems that she has finally realized that she has had enough of trying to get married to other people's husbands. It is too late for that now, isn't it? I don't know where or what Sam is doing, but it seems that he remained unemployed. He's probably struggling somewhere now. As for me, I have a child with my second husband. I'm going on maternity leave soon. My parents are happy about my pregnancy. 3 years ago, I was at my lowest after my sister stole my husband. Now, I am filled with happiness.
Mary, are you okay? I just got a call from someone at your work. I heard you collapsed at work and were rushed to the emergency room.
Henry, I'm sorry for worrying you. I have calmed down. I have settled down now. I'm going to be in the hospital for a few days from today, but...
What? I'll check with the company to see if I can return home right away.
Wait, that's not necessary. It's no big deal. Don't worry about me.
Of course I'd worry if I heard my wife had fallen ill. If I wasn't on overseas assignment, I'd rush to the hospital right away. Did you find out why you collapsed?
I am malnourished.
What?
I didn't have any money. Lately, I have only been eating 1 meal a day. I was only eating school lunches because I work at a daycare. But when I don't have work, I don't have anything to eat.
What are you saying? You have to eat right. You don't have to save money in the first place.
My salary of $1,000 per month was not enough to live on.
What? Your salary alone?
Since you've been deployed overseas, I only have my salary, right? That's why I'm having a hard time making ends meet.
What?
I can't live without you sending me money, and I'm at my limit. And I borrowed $70,000.
What are you talking about? You get $3,500 every month from me, right?
What? I don't get it.
No, I send you money every month. I mean, we talked about the money I'd send you. I told you about it before I left the US, didn't I?
I was receiving it for the first few months, but the transfer stopped halfway through.
Huh? I'm pretty sure I've been sending you money every month.
Oh, is that right?
Maybe you haven't checked our account book properly?
I don't have the cash card with me.
What?
I gave it to Lisa.
Come on, it's not something you'd give to her daughter.
Lisa quit her job and said she was in need of money. So I decided to leave the cash card with her until she finds another job. My salary is deposited into another account. I just thought it would be a good idea for a little while.
What if she misuses it?
Lisa is not the kind of girl who would do something like that.
But
Lisa was harassed at work. That's why she quit her job and came back.
I know that. But ever since she was a child, she was so selfish and hard to deal with. In my view, I thought that she would finally be independent when she got the job. But to see her quit her job after only a year and come back to her parents' house is disappointing.
Don't blame her. She's still suffering from the emotional scars.
But she can at least get a part-time job, right? Staying at home, living off her parents. What's she thinking?
She doesn't stay in all day. She goes out with her friends sometimes.
What? If she has the energy to go out, she can work.
But when she tries to find a job, it reminds her of her trauma at her last job. If going out helps her recover, I'm willing to give her a gentle nudge if that's what it takes.
But it's not really a kindness to listen to whatever she says. You have to be a better parent.
Even if you say that.
Lisa is the product of years of fertility treatment. I understand why you want to take good care of her. But if things continue as they are, Lisa will become a complete failure.
I wonder.
If I were in the US, I could lecture her on a regular basis. Well, things are getting tricky.
I can't work while I'm in the hospital, and I don't know what my salary will be next month.
Lisa has the bank book. I'm sure she's using the money I've sent too.
When I asked Lisa about it, she said she never got any money. I believed her.
I did indeed transfer the money. So what do you mean you borrowed 7 million yen?
I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time making ends meet.
Then what about the savings in my account? I told you that you could use it if you needed anything, and I gave you my bank book and the card, didn't I?
I spent it on living expenses, so it's almost gone.
Why didn't you consult me sooner?
You're busy working abroad. I didn't want to cause you unnecessary worry.
Let's put the debt aside for now. We need to talk to Lisa first.
Please, don't talk to her in a harsh way. She's just starting to get better.
Lisa is already 23 years old. It's not good for her to be pampered like this.
But...
Don't worry, I'll watch my language. I promise I won't be overly aggressive.
Okay, I'll leave it to you.
Anyway, you get some rest now.
Thank you.
Lisa, I need to talk to you.
Oh, Dad, you're just in time. I heard Mom had collapsed at work earlier.
If you knew, why didn't you call me? The guy from Mom's office went out of his way to call me overseas.
Because I'm pissed off.
Huh?
She is a mother and she's in the hospital and she doesn't even do her house chores. I wonder what she's thinking.
Aren't you worried about your mother? She collapsed from malnutrition, you know.
You're right. I'm worried about her. She can't feed me when she's in the hospital. I might collapse too, you know.
Stop worrying about yourself and take care of her. You're an adult. You can at least cook for yourself.
Oh well, I had extra income yesterday. I think I'll go out for dinner with friends tonight.
You mean the extra money that I transferred yesterday, right? You must have spent it after all.
Oh, Did you find out?
Why did you take her bank book?
Don't make it sound like I'm a thief. Right after I came home, you got assigned to work overseas, right? And I happened to hear that you were talking about how you were going to make ends meet. I found out about the bank book that you'd send money to.
In other words, you knew about the money and took it from your mother. You took the bank book from your mother and kept it for yourself?
I didn't take it from her. When I told her that I was in trouble because my bank book only had a penny, she gave me the bank book.
Now give it back to your mother. The money I kept transferring wasn't for you.
No, I can't live on the allowance she gives me.
Wait, you get an allowance from Mom?
I get $600 every month.
Since when?
Ever since I came home. At first it was $300, but recently that isn't enough, so she increased the amount.
No wonder she's down.
I was deeply scarred at my last job. If you're a parent, you should be a little more forgiving.
It's been a year. I'm sure you've had enough rest.
Wow, how antiquated. This is the 21st century. Do you get it?
You can't be 23 years old and still not work and stay at home. That's unforgivable in any era.
That's terrible. Even though I have a mental illness?
What? Did you go to the hospital for a diagnosis?
No, I didn't. I found a website where you can check your mental illness. So I tried it out. And it turns out I have depression.
Why would I believe such a story?
She believed it.
Oh, I'll have to explain to your mother that you're faking it.
It's not a fake illness.
Anyway, you get out of my house. Don't give your parents any more trouble.
Are you kidding me? You're kicking out your precious daughter?
I'm serious. Don't depend on your mom forever. Be independent.
But she wants to live with me.
That's just what you think.
No, she can't leave me.
Why?
Once before, I asked her to increase my allowance to $1,000. She said she couldn't do it because it would make life too hard. I got so pissed off, I pretended to jump out of the upstairs window. Then she got upset. She pleaded with me saying, I can't increase your allowance, but I will continue to take care of you. She begged me not to do anything stupid.
Did you actually do that?
Yup, I won. She is at my beck and call.
You're the worst.
She was always so soft on me in the first place. She'd buy me anything I begged for.
What?
Even when I was in school, when I complained to her that my allowance was too small, she gave me extra money right away.
I always told her not to spoil you like that. I've been telling her for a long time. I can't believe she was doing that behind my back.
It's your fault. You were hardly ever home just because you were busy with work. If you want to hate her, hate yourself.
I'm getting a headache.
And you're already over 60 and you're working so hard for me. Parents who can't let go of their children are so convenient.
You mean she was forcing herself? I'm sure she said she was continuing to work as a child care worker because she loves children.
That's a lie. She was really just working to give me an allowance. She used to send me money after I got a job.
I should have talked to your mom more about raising kids. It's all my fault.
It's too late for regrets.
Anyway, I want you to know, I'll do whatever it takes to get you out of the house. Of course, I'll talk to your mother.
What about the debt?
Mom told me about it. Is it $70,000, right? You're the one who made it difficult for us to make ends meet and got us into debt. I'll have you pay the debt from now on.
No, the debt was in your name and I borrowed it. So you're the only one who has to repay it.
What?
I borrowed it in your name out of necessity.
You borrowed the money and you used my name without permission?
I don't have a job, so I can't get approved.
What have you done? Using your parents' name without permission?
You guys raised me in the first place, didn't you?
We didn't raise you very well.
Then take responsibility and support me for the rest of my life. And of course, pay off my debt.
I'll be moving back there soon. I'll be back soon and we'll have a talk with your mother.
I don't think it's worth it, but you can do whatever you want. Bye. Dad, I have a favor to ask you. Can you lend me some money to live on?
Yes?
Because you stopped sending money. And I don't even get an allowance because Mom's not here.
I'm so dumbfounded. You're still talking like that?
She is in the hospital, so it's only natural that I depend on you.
I don't have any money to give you.
What a cheapskate. You were transferring $3,500 every month.
That's what I gave your mother.
You can't say that. If anything happens to me, she will cry. She's in the hospital and she's weak. If she hears I'm dead, what would happen to her? Maybe she'll go crazy and die too.
She is already out of the hospital.
What are you talking about? She isn't home yet. She's supposed to be at the hospital.
She's right next to me.
What?
I can't believe you exploited her until she became this skinny. I wish I'd known sooner.
What do you mean? I don't understand.
She must have been at her limit. She left the US right after she got out of the hospital. She came to me.
Wait a minute. What about the money? I have the bank card too, so there's no way she can go overseas.
I gave her some money as living expense.
How?
I had her open a new account and transferred about $20,000.
Huh?
When she fell ill, I really wanted to go back home right away, but I couldn't go home right away because of my work. I gave her some money so that she could have a decent life.
It's not fair that she got $20,000. Give me some of that too.
Of course I'm not giving it to you.
She's a terrible mother. How can you be a parent and leave your child?
Spending your parents' money as you please. I don't want you as my child who spends her parents' money and then borrows money in her father's name without asking permission.
Shut up!
At first, your mother said she was the one who borrowed money because she was having a hard time making ends meet. You know why?
When I told her about the debt, she said she'd take care of it, so you were going to pay it off for her, right?
But she changed her mind.
Why? She was so protective of me.
You haven't visited your mother since she was in the hospital, right?
I haven't.
So she realized you were just a money-grubbing bitch to her. Well, it's a little late for that, but I'm glad she woke up.
The only reason I didn't visit her is because I was a little busy. It's strange that she shuns me just because of that.
Busy? You got nothing but time on your hands.
And I was worried about her.
I don't think you're worried about her because you don't even know when she's getting out of the hospital.
But a parent shouldn't abandon their daughter just because of that.
The one who's been squeezing money out of their parents all this time is questionable in my opinion.
Then what should I do about the debt?
The debt is yours to pay.
You are the owner of the account. There's nothing you can say now.
I called the finance company. I've already explained to them that my name was used without permission.
So what? The name in the account will never change.
I've consulted a lawyer. If a handwriting analysis proves that it's a fabrication, he said it's possible to deny repayment.
You're lying.
Mom hasn't repaid a penny of the debt yet. I'm going to make you pay back all $70 plus interest. You need to work hard and pay off your debts.
I'm deeply traumatized because of the harassment. I can't work.
Do you call it a harassment because they got mad at you for being AWOL?
How do you know that?
You had a classmate from college at that company, didn't you?
Don't tell me you went to the trouble of checking with my classmate.
I didn't think I could trust your story alone. I had to call her.
Don't do anything you don't have to.
You've been absent from work without notice because you were tired or something.
I don't remember.
Don't play dumb. When your boss warned you about it, you got angry and slapped a resignation letter on him. This is the real reason why you resigned, isn't it?
I do feel bad that I didn't call in to work, but I thought it was too antiquated to lecture me that way.
It's natural to be hard on someone who skipped work. It's not antiquated or anything.
Anyway, I'll call Mom now.
That won't help.
I don't know about that. If she hears her daughter's voice, she'll help me out right away.
You can't get in touch with your mother.
Huh? Why not?
Because Mom switched phones.
What phone number?
She got a new phone number, new WhatsApp account, new everything.
You're kidding.
So that she can't change her mind. She said she made up her mind to cut off all contact from you. Mom said that.
Hey, is she there right now?
Yes, but...
Then tell her. Are you willing to call off my marriage over something as silly as this? I mean...
Oh, you're getting married to someone, aren't you?
That's right. It's not funny that my marriage is going to be canceled because of my parents. Tell her to get off her ass and help me.
$70,000 in debt and $3,500 in living expenses. And with the $600 allowance your mother gave you, to pay him off, didn't you? Your mother told me everything.
That's right. He runs a company. He was having financial difficulties from time to time. I was helping him out.
Isn't that strange?
Sales have been down recently due to the recession, but he's working really hard.
But I don't understand why you're giving him money.
I'm his future wife. I'm supposed to support him. Besides, I want to have a wedding. He's the president of a company, so it has to be a respectable wedding.
And you're borrowing money in your father's name?
Isn't it normal for parents to pay for the wedding?
Well, I guess there are families like that.
So, if you see the debt as a wedding money for the daughter, it's not strange for the father to repay the debt.
Is that man really the president of the company?
What are you talking about? I got his business card.
You can fake any number of business cards. Maybe you're being scammed.
Of course not.
When was the last time you saw him?
Well, he said he's been busy with work lately, so I haven't seen him at all. I've tried calling him, but he hasn't picked up. My messages might be unread.
If he stops contacting you, you're about to find out. There's a good chance he ran away.
You're lying.
I am amazed how dumb you are, and you are my daughter. Didn't you notice something was wrong when he asked for money?
I was surprised at first. He's very kind to me, and he's handsome. He didn't seem like a con man to me.
You must hate yourself for not having a good eye for men.
Hey, I'm a victim too. You will help me pay off my debt, right?
No way. You'll work and pay it all back.
I can't. I don't have a job right now.
Then why don't you start looking for a job now? If you work every day without a break, you'll be able to pay off your debt.
If I work that hard, I won't have time to hang out.
I don't care. You'll also have to pay back all the money you spent on living expenses.
Wait a minute. You aren't in financial trouble. You don't have to make me pay the full amount.
What are you talking about? It's a debt you owe, so you're responsible for paying it back in full.
Of course not.
By the way, I'm planning to sell the house, so get the hell out of there and find an apartment.
What? That's too fast a turn of events.
You're not going to be sorry unless I go this far, are you?
That's terrible. You're abandoning your own daughter?
In order to make you independent, I'm going to have to push you away.
Help me. I'll be a good girl from now on.
What's a 23-year-old good girl saying? If you want to be a good girl, work hard and atone for your sins.
Oh no.
My daughter Lisa has been disowned by me and my wife. She has started to work part-time as a live-in worker to make a living. As for the swindler who cheated Lisa, we consulted the police. As a result of the investigation, the culprit was identified. The culprit was arrested without incident, but the money was not returned. Lisa is now desperately paying back her debts with the salary she earns from her part-time job. Lisa is now living on the edge. At first, my wife was worried about our daughter. However, she seems to have been able to detach herself from her daughter by keeping a physical distance from her. Recently, she has taken up dancing as a hobby. I am relieved. It is my responsibility as a parent that my daughter has become like this. I will continue to watch over her from afar and hope that she will grow up to be a decent adult. I would like to live a peaceful life with my wife. Can I have a word with you, Anastasia?
What is it, Dorothy?
It's starting to rain.
Looks like it. The weather forecast didn't predict rain.
What are you doing? Are you ready to pick him up?
Oh, my son is fine. He just got home from his lesson. I drove to pick him up.
What are you talking about? I'm talking about picking up Martin.
Martin? Don't worry, Martin always carries a folding umbrella.
A folding umbrella? Poor thing.
What?
A folding umbrella is just for emergencies, right?
Yes, that's why today is the day to use that, isn't it?
Men are bigger than women, so they will get wet if they only have a folding umbrella. You can pick him up at the station, can't you? Why don't you pick up Martin? He's your husband, isn't he?
Of course, he's my husband, but I don't know when he'll finish his work. Martin is not a child, so I'm sure he'll take care of himself. If he needs to be picked up, I'm sure he'll call me, and I'll go to the station then.
Are you still his wife? How can you neglect your precious husband so much? I used to pick up my husband with a big umbrella when it suddenly started raining.
I see. There were no convenient tools in the past, were there? Now, it's so easy to use the apps or make a phone call, so no need to worry about that.
Gosh, I'm stunned. Are you always so cold to Martin?
I don't mean to be cold. I think many wives do the same thing nowadays.
Regardless of what people say, you are Martin's wife. If you can't take care of him, I will ask you to leave him. I will not forgive you if you make my precious son unhappy. Remember that.
Okay, I will.
Anastasia, have you prepared dinner yet?
Not yet.
I thought so. I made Martin's favorite chicken curry today. Can you come and get them now?
Wow, that sounds delicious.
I didn't make it for you.
I'm sorry that you went to the trouble of making it for Martin, but I have to go out with Kent today, so I can't drop by.
Huh?
Besides, I'll be late today. I'll have Martin eat out and come home.
Wait a minute.
Yes?
You haven't even prepared dinner for your husband who works hard? What on earth are you thinking?
I'm supposed to go out with Kent.
Go where?
Kent's soccer team has a professional player. He's going to give Kent a private coaching session. It's a rare opportunity, so I decided to take it. Of course, Martin agreed with me.
I think he doesn't mean it that way.
What?
Martin has always been a sweet boy. You told him to go eat out, and he just couldn't say no. It's disgusting that you can't even notice that.
Actually, it was Martin who encouraged Kent to take coaching from a professional player.
Isn't it because he's afraid of you?
I don't think so. Martin loves soccer and he entrusts his dream to Kent. He told me to take a video of today's lesson.
That's how you're taking advantage of his kindness. It's unforgivable. I can't imagine how that boy feels while living his everyday life.
I don't think it's such a big deal. Martin is very supportive.
It's because that he is a kind man. If you ever step on his kindness, I won't forgive you. I'll have you divorce him then.
Divorce? That's too much. Dorothy, may I have a word?
Oh, how unusual. So early in the day. What is it?
You left food scraps in front of our house, didn't you?
Oh, how did you know?
Because I can see it from my window. You were wearing a hat and black sunglasses. I recognized you right away because you were hanging around in front of our house.
Oh, really? I can't help it now that you found out.
Did you think you wouldn't be found out? I recognized you in an instant. So why did you do that?
Well, the garbage collection point is close to your place, right? So I thought I'd ask you to take it there.
Are you sure about that?
What else could it be?
Are you harassing me? Because yesterday I turned down a dish you made for Martin.
Why would I harass you for that? I'm not that narrow-minded. That's rude.
Are you being honest to me?
Of course.
The garbage collection point is close to my house, so I took it there. But please stop harassing me. That was very childish of you.
I told you it's not like that. You're such a nasty wife. I'll tell Martin about this. I wonder why he got married to a horrible person like you. Anastasia, I'm sorry you've been through so much. I didn't know your mother was sick. I'm so sorry for your loss.
Thank you, Dorothy.
I hope you're feeling a little better now.
I still have regrets when I think of my mother. I should have visited her, shown her how Kent has grown up, and also at least texted her more often.
I understand. It's like that when your parent passed away.
But fortunately, my cousin who lived nearby to take care of her, so I don't think she was lonely. That's the only thing that saved my heart from falling apart.
You really have to thank your cousin. But I believe that your mother didn't think badly of you. She understood you very well. That's why she didn't say anything.
I hope so.
I think she cared about you more than anyone else.
Yes, you're right. Thank you for cheering me up.
No worries. Anyway, she left you her legacy too, right?
Legacy?
Yes. That house is your mother's, isn't it?
Yes, indeed. It was my mother's house because my father passed away and the ownership was transferred to her.
She left it to you, so you should be grateful. You're going to inherit it, right?
I'm an only child, so I guess so.
You don't have to worry about anything. You can take a good rest until you feel better. While you are resting, I'll take care of your parents' house.
No, I can't let you do that. Don't be shy. I'm your mother-in-law. You should rely on me more. I have to file some important documents and so on, so I need to sort them out. I plan to live here for a while, so Martin has agreed to help me. My cousin lives nearby, so I really don't have to worry. You really don't have to worry about it. Just take some rest, okay? Dorothy, can I talk with you? I just heard from my cousin. What's wrong? While I was out, is it true that you went into this house with a home builder? Yes, I did. So it was really you. Why did you do that? Will you listen to me? Huh? Until Martin got married, I've been dreaming of living in a duplex. My husband and I would live on the first floor, and my son's family would live on the second floor. We would eat dinner together on the first floor. Of course, it is you who will cook. I'll enjoy my days by going to lunch, shopping, and learning some things in an elegant way. I've always longed for a life like that. Are you telling me that? Yes, I'm talking about renovating the house. I've been asking for advice on what to do because it's falling apart as it is now. What do you mean? Please don't do anything selfish. Because the house is already in your name, isn't it? Yes, it is now, but... Then why don't we just renovate it? What? Your inheritance is also mine. Excuse me? I'll be happy to move in with you. If you don't like it, you just need to divorce my son. Wait a minute, please don't be so selfish. So, if you don't like it, it's divorce then. Why are you making such a selfish decision? Neither Martin nor I have any intention of getting a divorce. Because you can't even take care of Martin. What? You don't pick him up from work. You don't prepare dinner if you have to do something with the kids and so on. I feel sorry for him, but I can take care of Martin well enough. I know him better than anyone else. It's a good solution for both Martin and for you. You were aiming for my mother's house. That's why after the funeral, you were being nice to me and offered me help to organize the house, right? That was the plan all along. That's not true. I sincerely wanted to cheer you up, Anastasia. Because if you were to stay mopey forever, Martin would be in trouble. I didn't want that to happen. How can you say such a terrible thing? What you did is a fraud. Stop saying terrible things. How dare you accuse me for fraud? This house was built by my father and protected by my mother. I will never let you do what you want. Anyway, I want you to hand over the ownership of the house. Why? It's obvious, isn't it? Because I want to change it to my name. And then, I'll rebuild the house into a stylish duplex of my choice. Bring me the deed within a week so I can get the paperwork done quickly. Did I make myself clear? Anastasia, where are you? Reply to me. Dorothy, how may I help you? What are you thinking? I came to get it because you haven't brought the deed after a week. Can't you even keep your promises? I'm going to change the house to my name and rebuild it into a duplex. So give me the deed quickly. The deed, huh? I'll pick it up today. What time are you coming back? I don't live in that house anymore. What? Then where are you? That's a secret. Huh? Are you kidding me? Wherever you are, bring me the deed immediately. I knew you didn't think well of me, but it's too much. What? You were planning to take away the house I inherited from my mother for your own selfish dream. I can't believe it. That's fine. You and I are family, and if we can make our dreams come true, we'll be happy. I'm not taking that house away from you. What are you so unhappy about? It seems you have no idea about my mother's living will. I don't understand what you're talking about. I don't care about your nonsense blabbering. Just tell me where you are. I mean, you don't even have to live there. Just bring me the deed as soon as possible. You're not going to get any further with a duplex, are you? That house has been sold. What? Why? We sold the house and decided to move out. Sold? What do you mean? My mother has been in the nursing home business all her life. In the future, we're going to tear down that house and build a small and cozy nursing facility. That's her dream. Huh? Just like you, my mother had a dream too. So after my mother's funeral, Martin and I discussed it. We had already bought a condo, so we had a place to live. In order to make my mother's dream come true, we decided to sell the house and have a nursing facility built for her. Are you an idiot? Why would you give up your inheritance without a second thought? I don't understand. This is to make my mother's dream come true. The cousin who took care of my mother works as a caregiver, just like my mother. That's why I could trust her with my mother's care. Your cousin? I really don't get it. Can you explain more? That cousin of mine has offered to be the director of the facility. She wants to follow in my mother's footsteps and take care of the patients. With my cousin's backing, we were able to make our decision. The contractor is scheduled to come in tomorrow to demolish that house. Tomorrow? No way! Why would you do such a selfish thing? Because I inherited the house from my mother. What I do with it is up to me, isn't it? Then what about my dream? Well, Martin is in favor of building a nursing facility. He said it would be great if we could build a good facility for those who need it. My dream! My duplex! I've already borrowed enough from the bank for the down payment I can afford. Huh? You borrowed money before you received the deed? You're not making sense at all. Does your husband know about that debt? Of course he doesn't know. What are you going to do then? You pay it. Huh? You're the one who canceled our duplex. You must pay for the money I borrowed as the consequence. Why should I pay? I'm the victim who was almost robbed of the house I inherited from my mother, remember? It's a strange story. Then what am I supposed to do? First of all, how can I explain to my husband? I don't know anything about that. I guess you'll just have to be honest with him. What did you say? You were trying to take over the house I inherited from my mother and borrowed money for the down payment to tear it down and build a duplex. But the down payment has gone to waste, so you need help to pay the debt. Are you an idiot? My husband will get angry if I say that. Come up with a better excuse. A better excuse? I've had enough. You tried to take over the house I inherited. What's your excuse? I could file a damage report with the police. The home builder will be the guarantor. Are you trying to turn me into a criminal? I won't allow such a thing. If you don't want to be reported as a criminal, please tell your husband the truth. That's the least you can do. You and your husband will decide what to do about the debt. Oh no. You won't help us with anything? Actually, we decided to sell the condo we were living in and move out. Huh? You didn't tell me that either. This was Martin's suggestion, and it was decided on short notice. My son's suggestion? Yes. Let me speak on his behalf. Mom, you've been harassing Anastasia all this time, haven't you? Anastasia never told me, but I knew. And I can't believe you would try to take over the house that Anastasia's parents left for her. I just can't forgive you. I want to get rid of you already. So I've decided to sell the condo and use the money to move to an unknown place and start over from scratch. That's what Martin said.
He really said that? There's no way that boy would say something like that.
If you think he's lying, you can go to the condo and check later, because it's already empty.
Huh?
We're at the airport right now. We'd like to start a new life with our 3 children somewhere unknown to you. I know it's a lot of work, but I believe we can manage it together.
Wait, are you leaving me?
That's what we've decided to do. We will do our best, so please don't be discouraged and hang in there. We may never see each other again, but we wish you the best.
Such a sudden... Wait! Don't leave me! Take me with you!
It doesn't make sense if we take you with us.
Don't say that! We're family, right?
We're not a family anymore because we've already cut ties with you. Now, if you'll excuse me, take care.
Wait, Anastasia!
After that, Dorothy was scolded hard when her husband found out about the whole thing. And then she was divorced. She had gotten into millions of dollars in debt without even knowing it. It was understandable that her husband was angry. He had always been fed up with her selfishness. He finally came to his limit this time. Dorothy will pay back the money she borrowed for the down payment on the house by herself. After being evicted from the house, Dorothy looked for a job as a live-in worker. She's earning money by going to work every day while living in a very small room. As for us, we signed the lease for an apartment in the new place. Martin has got a new job too. We will decide what to do after living there for a while. I told my father-in-law about this place secretly, so he will come to see me next month. Now that my mother has passed away, a new wind has started blowing for me. I will do my best to look forward firmly so that my mother will be proud of me.
Mrs. Erin Sanders, right? Your actions are obstructing official duties. Open the door right now and cooperate with the investigation.
I refuse. Did you say you're Officer Hughes? Is this some new kind of scam or something? I'm calling the police.
I am the police.
I don't believe you. You didn't even have a police ID. You seemed suspicious. That's why I kicked you out.
Sometimes I forget to bring my ID.
No, that's not possible.
Yes, it is. Don't talk about police matters as a civilian. You don't usually have dealings with the police, right?
Well, no, but... By the way, how do you know my number?
Because I'm the police.
So the police know everything, huh?
It's because you're the mother of a criminal. As part of the investigation, I checked your number too. As I mentioned earlier, there's an arrest warrant for your son for a $5 million fraud. Hand him over now. If you protect him, he'll be arrested too.
A $5 million fraud? That's impressive. I might as well commend him for it.
Huh?
Being able to deceive such an amount, that's amazing in a way. It's like he has some incredible talent.
Are you okay? Praising a criminal is messed up, you know.
Sorry.
Your son is a heinous person.
But it's hard to believe, so I had to make a joke. I don't remember raising him to be a scammer. He has a sense of justice, and I don't think he'd deceive people. I think it's a mistake.
Everyone has a hidden side. Based on the investigation, your husband passed away 7 years ago, right?
That's true.
Maybe that affected him negatively.
What do you mean?
A child without a father often carries hidden darkness in their heart, even if it seems fine on the surface.
Really? He's pretty straightforward, and he has no hidden agenda. In fact, he made a promise to his late father to become an honorable person.
What do you know about child psychology?
Well, what do you know? Don't talk like you know my family. It makes me mad.
How dare you talk to a police officer like that?
I'm sorry.
Just hand him over already.
Well, you see, he's not at home right now.
Where is he?
I don't know. He hasn't come back in the past year.
I see. He must be hiding because he's guilty of something.
What should I do? Is there anything I can do for him?
Good news. The victim is willing to settle.
Oh,
If your son pays back 50,000, they won't pursue it further.
wait, 5 million reduced to 50,000? They're discounting quite a bit, which makes me even more suspicious.
Apparently, the money involved in that scam is untraceable.
Is the other party also a heinous person?
Well, yeah.
In that case, why not arrest him first?
No, he's technically a victim.
Let's stop this officer scammer.
What?
Do you think I'll be fooled by your story?
I'm a police officer. I don't deceive people. Resisting would be obstructing official duties, you know.
Police officers always have their IDs.
Don't talk like you know things.
I know. I'm a police officer.
What?
Who are you, really?
I'm Officer Hughes.
No, you're not a cop.
What do you know? I'll throw you in a holding cell.
If you can, go ahead and try. You're trying to swindle 50,000 from me. If you're a cop, you should know what crime that is.
There's no crime here. I haven't taken the money.
You don't know about attempted fraud?
I know, but this case doesn't fit that. Because I'm a genuine police officer and haven't deceived anyone.
Alright, you're just going to keep insisting, huh?
Yeah?
Which police station are you from?
Can't tell you.
Normal cops usually introduce themselves like I'm so-and-so from this and that station.
It's a top secret case.
Do you think you can get away with that excuse? My front door has a camera. I got your face on tape and I'll submit it as evidence to the police.
You dare try that and see what happens to you and your son.
Oh, your tone changed. Are you getting nervous?
Fine. The police thing is a lie.
Well, I'm not the police either.
What?
I love crime dramas and watch them a lot. My favorite is Criminal Minds.
You lied?
Well, it's mutual, isn't it? I might have been a bit better at it. By the way, the camera at the front door is also a lie. Got you worked up, didn't I? It's just a little prank.
You're quite good at this.
I'm honored by your compliment. Being praised by a real scammer, that's quite a talent, huh?
My point is clear. Pay up.
Are you acquainted with my son?
I know him well.
My son's in his 20s. How did you meet him? You seem to be in your 60s.
I'm only 42.
Oh, really? Who told you about my husband and gave you my number?
Your brother, the one who loves gambling.
Ugh.
He told me right away. What an idiot.
There's no reason for me to pay you 50,000.
Do you think there's a reason for a thug to commit a crime?
Oh, you're a thug.
Your late husband was a lawyer, right? His fortune should have filled your pockets.
Not exactly filled, but well, kind of.
50,000 ain't gonna hurt you.
It will.
Listen, pay up quickly or your son is in danger.
Do you know where he is? I don't even know.
If I investigate a bit, I'll find his whereabouts.
Oh, are we still playing cops and scammers? Investigation, you mean? Are you going to ask my brother again? Or is there a network of scammers?
Why would I tell you?
Just out of curiosity. Never mind. Anyway, I'm going to start making dinner now. Is it okay if I excuse myself?
Pray it's not your last supper. Later. Did you come up with 50,000? I've identified your son's location. Hand over the money by tomorrow. If not, who knows what will happen to him. Hey, don't ignore me. You're reading this, right?
Oh, sorry. Still half asleep. Texting me at 7 a.m. on a Sunday. Scammers are surprisingly early risers, huh? I thought they'd sleep in until noon and be lazy.
Shut up. Pay up.
You shut up. I won't pay.
You dare mess with me? Don't try to mimic my tone.
Aw, don't get upset. I just wanted to try playing the villain.
Too late. I've already lost my patience. I just smashed your car window.
Seriously?
You drive a nice car.
How do you know?
You know, humans can't resist fear. If there's an escape, you'll pay. We use that psychology to make money. If you don't pay soon, I'll smash your son's head just like the window.
What a cowardly way of thinking. Are you still human?
I am. That's why harming your son will be the last resort.
Oh, suddenly being considerate. Or is it more like you can't actually harm my son? You still don't know where he is, right?
Next is your pet's turn.
What?
You adore it, right?
He's the banana of my eye.
You mean apple?
If you do anything to Max, there'll be consequences. He's a beloved family member to both me and my son.
It's up to you.
Darn it. Why is this happening to me?
To you, 50,000 is a pocket change. Just pay up and end this. I already cut down 5 million to 50,000.
I just don't want to submit to criminals. By the way, the 5 million scenario is still alive, huh? It's a bit too exaggerated, don't you think?
After 5 million, 50,000 feels like a bargain, right? In this world, it's about using power and brains cleverly. You may not understand, coming from a sheltered background, though.
Why don't you use your brain for a decent job?
You seem to enjoy provoking me.
Oh, can you tell?
People like you, who sit on high chairs looking down, often need a reality check. Didn't want to do it, but oh well.
What are you going to do?
Max, right? I'm taking him with me.
No! What do you mean? What are you going to do to him?
I was thinking of letting you off with just the car window, but you pissed me off.
Leave Max alone.
In exchange for 200,000.
200,000? Weren't you asking for 50,000 earlier? Why is it 4 times now?
Because you pissed me off. If you think Max's life is worth that much, you can pay, right?
Where should I transfer the money?
No way I'd do something that leaves a trace. You go to the bank, withdraw the money, and bring the cash.
Where should I go then?
Go to your church after withdrawing the money. I'll give you further instructions from there.
Instead of such a complicated method, let me just hand it over and be done with it. I'm worried about Max.
It'd be bad if the police were tipped off and staked out, so I'll take extra precautions.
Is that what you called brains earlier?
Don't you dare try to trap me. Next time it won't end with a pet. If you act up, I'll bring a hammer and crack your son's head.
Understood. I'll do as you say.
Go and get the money this morning. I'll contact you again in the afternoon.
Got it.
Are you at the church? When it hits 2 p.m., head inside. Make sure you take the money with you.
Got it.
You haven't told the cops, right?
I haven't. Is Max okay?
That depends on your actions from now on. Haha.
It's 2 o'clock now. I'm heading inside.
Go to the ladies' room, the last stall in the back.
I'm here. But how safe is this from a security perspective? Anyone can come in here.
Shut up. Just go into the last stall.
I'm in.
Put the money in the bag I left there.
Oh, in this nylon bag? I've brought it in my own bag, you know. You want me to transfer the entire 200,000 to yours?
Of course. What's the matter? Don't tell me you put a GPS on it. Huh.
No.
By the way, I've got someone inside the church. If you do anything unnecessary, the deal's off. You know what'll happen to your dog, right?
Okay, I'll put it in. It's nerve-wracking to handle 200,000 in a place like this.
Don't worry, my guy's watching to make sure no one else takes it.
Thanks for that. Okay, I'm done.
Come out of the church with the bag.
Oh, I'm not leaving it here?
You got cops coming there or something? I can see through what you're thinking, you know.
You're quite sharp. I give up. I'll obediently comply.
There's a shopping center across the street.
Yeah?
Go to the front of Starbucks on foot.
Okay, wait a moment. I'll move now. Alright, I'm here. What's next?
Look inside the big flower pot. There's a key there.
Is this a car key?
Turn around and look directly straight to the parking area.
Okay.
There's a black Prius parked in the second row, right?
Oh, yeah, there is.
Unlock the car with that key. Put the bag on the rear seat. Place the car key on top of the front tire.
It's like a movie. This is thrilling.
Shut up and do it already.
I put it in the back seat.
Alright, now run back to the church.
Can I just walk fast? I have back pain.
Move as fast as you can and don't look back. Tracking the car is pointless. I'll switch soon. Got it?
Understood. Where's Max?
Tied up on the tree at the church parking lot.
Phew, I'll go get him right away.
Good job. The deal is complete.
Well then, goodbye.
Hey, wait.
What's up?
Got a call from my guy. He says there's no money in the bag.
Really? Then what's inside?
It's filled with a bunch of playing cards.
That can't be right.
What have you done?
Did your guy betray you?
No way.
That's weird. Funny things happen, huh?
It's you, isn't it?
Oops, busted.
God darn you. You don't care what happens to the dog?
I've already taken care of him. You messed around with me, pretending to be the police, kidnapping my dog and making threats, you know. It's going too far for a joke, don't you think?
I'm serious about this.
Oh my god, that's embarrassing. It's not something a 42-year-old temp worker would seriously do. Mr. Ivan Hughes.
How do you know my name and job?
I used my police authority and information network.
What? You said you were not a cop.
That was like pretending to tell a lie, but actually telling the truth, you know?
Confusing. So what are you then?
Oh, I'm a police officer. By the way, the camera at my front door is real too. I've already submitted the footage, analyzed it, and identified you from there. I also know your home address. You willingly revealed your age.
Got me.
By the way, the car you smashed the window of, it's not mine.
But it was parked in front of your house.
It's my in-laws' car.
Seriously?
And the dog you took is my mother-in-law's beloved pet, Chocolat. Max is the parakeet I have at home.
I assumed it was a dog.
If something happens to Max, my son will be furious when he returns. He cares more about him than I do.
Wait, so you don't care if something happens to your son?
Huh?
I know where he is, but you don't, right? He's probably run away from home. If you don't want his head bashed in, let me go.
True. I don't exactly know which continent he's in right now.
Continent?
He's been on a military mission overseas for 3 years.
Military?
He left a year ago, and I don't know where he is now. He should be where he's needed, serving our country. You were making a big deal about identifying his location, but you didn't know? So you lied about it too.
I thought he must be somewhere in the country. I wasn't told he was in the military.
Well, I never mentioned it. He wanted to protect people in a different way from his lawyer, dad, or police officer mom, so he joined the military. He has a stronger sense of justice than anyone, so he wouldn't do something like a scam, you know.
Ugh.
By the way, my father-in-law is an active police officer, and my mother-in-law is a professor at the police academy.
Oh, a family of cops unexpected.
You're not my son's acquaintance, are you? Why did you try to deceive me?
Your house is the biggest in the hood. Your neighbors told me your late husband was a lawyer, so there should be a hefty inheritance. I thought I'd try my luck.
Gotta set the record straight with the gossiping neighbors later. So you were tailing me.
I noticed you often meet with the same man, so I took the chance to approach him. Turns out he's your brother. I pretended to be a high school classmate to get your contact info.
I suspected it might be something like that. By the way, my brother isn't a gambling addict. He's a police officer, probably on an investigation.
What?
You looked like a thug with a rough appearance, so he judged that you might cause trouble and gave you my number, which he normally wouldn't do. He said, now it's up to you to deal with him. He thought it was hilarious.
Even your brother? What's up with that?
We're a family of cops. Didn't you say so yourself earlier? Well, my late husband and son aren't police officers, but they each uphold justice in their own way. In the typical sense, it's crazy for a brother to involve his sister in danger. But we're pretty unique. The culprit practically walked into our lives, saving us the trouble of an investigation.
Well, you didn't fall for it and weren't harmed in any way after all.
That's not true. Those playing cards are a precious keepsake from my late husband.
Okay. I'll just leave them at the church. I don't need this stuff.
Please do.
Okay then, bye.
Wait.
What now?
What do you mean, what now? Come out of Starbucks.
Oh man, I took precautions against GPS tracking.
Don't underestimate police surveillance. The moment you were caught on my entrance camera, you were done.
Jeez, to think I tried to scam the police?
How much have you managed to pull in from your scams until now?
Not sure.
I'll find out anyway. Looks like you're in for a long stretch.
How did it come to this?
Because you tried to scam me, idiot.
Ugh, darn it.
Hughes and his accomplice tried to barricade themselves in Starbucks, but the police raided and both got caught. The total amount of scams revealed in the subsequent investigation was a whopping $1 million. It's strange how such a dumb criminal hadn't been caught before. Previously, he targeted only the elderly. He would pretend to be their family member to swindle money or take advantage of their goodwill. When he got laid off from his job, he decided to make a living solely through scams. He chose me for his first crime. He's charged for the previous scams he's done, as well as kidnapping Max and breaking the car window, and received 10 years in a correctional facility. I hope this despicable scammer reflects on his actions behind bars. When my son returns from his overseas deployment, I'll share this story with him.
Nancy, your fiancé came to our parents' house today. Big yikes, if you ask me. Just when I thought so rare to see your text. What's up? What do you mean, big yikes? He only graduated from high school, right? That's right. You're marrying him? Yeah, that's why he came over to say hi. Wow, Nancy. So you were serious. What's so funny? No one has only a high school diploma nowadays. You'd have to go to college. At least for me. Yeah, for you. But I don't care. Wow. When he came to our parents' house with you, he seemed smart and intelligent at first glance. But when I heard that he graduated from high school, I was turned off at once. I thought he was just an idiot. Don't make fun of my fiancé. Besides, your attitude today was too rude. You were staring at him and laughing. I've never met a high school graduate before. It was so rare that I couldn't help but stare at him. Your fiancé, Ted, right? Ted couldn't study hard enough to go to college, right? Not really. Some people are good at studying, but choose not to go to college. Nancy, you're a total loser, aren't you? What? Marrying a guy with a high school diploma? I think it sucks more than being single all your life. He'll never get ahead in life, and he'll always be poor. Even if you have children, they will be made fun of if their parents have a high school education. I don't think so. You're acting tough again. Well, I guess it suits you. Unlike the beautiful me with many friends, you're just an ugly person with no friends. No wonder you can only marry a man from the bottom of the pile. Your mouth stinks, you know. But I'm telling you, he's not a bottom feeder. Huh? He graduated from high school, so of course he's a bottom feeder. I see. So that's all you wanted to talk about? What? You just wanted to make fun of us, didn't you? No, that's not it. Oh, yeah. When you came to our parents' house, actually, there's something I wanted to tell you. What? I'm going to marry my boyfriend soon. Wow, congratulations. And what's more, my boyfriend graduated from a prestigious university and works for a big company. He's so different from your fiancé, isn't he? He makes a lot more money than your average salaryman. I'm so glad I was born beautiful. Good men just flood to my side. Life's so wonderful for me. How do you like it? Aren't you jealous? Not really. I'm amused that you're acting tough as usual. Well, can't be helped. You've always been overshadowed by me. Mom and Dad love me more. They always get me what I want, even though you can't get any even if you beg. It's true that our parents spoiled you. Mom and Dad only cared about you. They didn't care about me. To be honest, there was no place for me at home. Poor thing! You were ugly and clumsy at the same time. If you want our parents to love you, Why don't you behave in a way that makes them happy? Unlike you, I'm not good at that. I'm glad I left our parents' house early. But I did the obligatory wedding greeting, and I'm planning to invite Mom and Dad to the wedding ceremony. You're holding a ceremony? I am. You're kidding! How can you have money for a ceremony when your husband just graduated from high school? We're not poor because he just graduated from high school. We can at least have a wedding ceremony. Oh, really? So when's the wedding? About 3 months from now. I'll send you an invitation when I have more details. Ted, I'm sorry for making you uncomfortable today. My sister was rude to you. My parents were cold and dismissive until they heard about your true identity. I'm so sorry.
I'm fine now, Nancy. Anna made fun of me from the beginning to the end, but your parents apologized a lot later. You don't have to worry about me. Besides, you had already told me what kind of people your family was. To tell the truth, it was pretty much as I expected.
I see. I really didn't want to take you to my parents' house. I don't want to consider those rude people family. I'm going to stop seeing them after the wedding.
Well, I can't be not totally involved with them, but I'll try to be as friendly as possible.
Thanks, Ted. Nancy, I got the invitation for the wedding today. Me and my husband aren't going to the wedding. What? Do you have something to do on the day? No, but I'm not going. Because it's a wedding of a high school graduate and an ugly person. No one wants to go. Are you still talking like that, Anna? Your high school graduate husband probably earns a small salary, so the wedding will be very plain. And the food won't be much either, right? It's a waste of money and time. Well, you don't have to come. What? You and your husband don't come. Wait a minute. You'll be in trouble if we don't show up. Why? Ted's family and his relatives are gonna wonder what's wrong, right? Ted's parents died when he was young. Many of his relatives can't come because they live too far away. Instead, many people from work are coming. Most of the groom's relatives won't come. No one will care about you, so it won't be a problem if you don't show up. Oh, really? That's boring. Oh, that's right. I just thought of a good idea. What? I won't invite you to my wedding either. Okay, whatever. What? I don't expect you to invite us from the start, so don't bother. Bye. What's with that cold attitude? Ugh, it kind of pisses me off. Don't get carried away, you uggo. Nancy? Did you get my wedding reply? Yes, I got it yesterday. Thank you for sending it so quickly. We won't be attending. Okay, I understand. So only Mom and Dad will be attending as a family. I'm sorry, but neither Mom nor Dad can go to your wedding. What? Rejoice! We're getting married on the same day. The same day? That's right. Did you do it on purpose? Of course. I even made the time of the ceremony exactly the same as yours. Anna, what are you thinking? If you do that, Mom and Dad will be in trouble. Why would they be bothered? Of course, Mom and Dad would come to my wedding. So stupid. Don't you think it's insane to intentionally pick the same date? Absolutely not. Does your husband know about this? Yes, he knows. When I told him that my sister's husband graduated from high school, he said it's hilarious that he can't even go to college nowadays. He agreed to my plan. You guys make a perfect couple. Anyway, we decided to have our wedding on the same day. I'll show you the difference. I think we should have it on a different day. You just want to harass me. You should think about the people who are going to attend. It would be better for those who will be attending if we have it on the same day. Instead of being invited to a simple ceremony of a couple at the bottom of the hierarchy, they'd be happier if they were invited to our gorgeous wedding than to some bottom-feeding couple's modest ceremony. If we have it on the same day, they don't have to pay for the reception twice. I see. Then I won't make room for you. Well, it's not just me and my husband who will be absent. I don't think anyone's going to your wedding. Sorry. It's going to be a lonely ceremony with none of our relatives attending. I'm so looking forward to the day. What? Don't come crying to me later. What are you talking about? Our parents won't be there and your sister won't be there. Why don't you just cancel your wedding? We won't cancel it. Even though there'll be no one? I wonder which one will be smaller. What? Nothing. Bye-bye. Hey, Nancy! What's going on? Anna, what do you want? I'm busy right before the wedding, so can we do this later? I mean, you are about to get married, right? Are you sure you want to chat now? No one's here! What? The ceremony is about to start and no one is coming. Mom and Dad aren't here either. Not a single relative or acquaintance is coming. Oh. Why? Nancy, you must know something. I thought I told everyone the date and venue properly. I don't know about your acquaintances, but all the relatives and Dad and Mom are coming over here too. What? Why? You knew this would happen, didn't you? You went to the trouble of picking the same date. They have no choice but to choose one or the other. But everyone should be coming to my side. Isn't it strange to prioritize the ugly you over the beautiful me? Who the heck cares if the bride is beautiful or ugly? The reason everyone came here is because my groom is Ted. Huh? My husband is an elite with a first-class college degree. How can he lose to Ted, a high school graduate? Unfortunately, it looks like everyone has to prioritize my side. What do you mean? Ted's company is Dad's company's business partner. He's the CEO. What? Huh? Wait a minute. Ted is the CEO? Yes, he is. Dad holds a very important position in his company. There's no way he could miss the wedding of the CEO of an important business partner. Ted worked for a company for a while after graduating from high school, and then started his own business. It was tough when he first started his business, but now it's a big company with over 200 employees. So you're the wife of the CEO? Yep. Why didn't you tell me? I've told you. Huh? I told you when I took Ted to our parents' house for the greeting. Did you? I haven't been home for a while. They didn't know Ted and I were dating. They were freaked out when they found out my fiancé is actually the CEO of Dad's business partner. But you were just looking down on and mocking him, even though Dad was trying to stop you. Was it so? It looked like you ignored Dad, but you didn't really notice him. Now that you mentioned it, I think he did say something about Ted running a company. Oh, so you were listening. But Ted just graduated from high school. I thought it was just a small business run by an individual. That's not true. Ted's company is bigger than Dad's. Then why did you say we should have the wedding on a different day? No matter how much Dad spoiled you, there's no way he could skip the wedding of the CEO of his important business partner. That's why I warned you so much, but you wouldn't listen to me. Because my goal was to have my wedding on the same day as yours. I knew you were just harassing me. I always need to be the center of attention more than you. You were so plain, even in your wedding dress. I couldn't stand you attracting more attention than me. Yikes. I thought I could ruin your wedding. I was sure Mom and Dad would prioritize my wedding. What a pity. Well, because of your rude attitude towards Ted at our parents' house, both Mom and Dad attended the ceremony feeling quite uneasy. Ted doesn't seem to mind at all anymore. They're talking happily now. Hey! Did you do that on purpose to get back at me? Of course not. You were the one who picked the same date in the first place. But it would be nice if at least one person came to my ceremony. Turned out you were sneaking around behind my back. You must be the one who made sure no one goes to my wedding. I'm not like you, Anna. I don't do dirty tricks like you do. I mean, didn't you know who was coming and who wasn't before the day of the wedding? You should have at least known they weren't going to be there today by looking at the RSVP's responses. I don't know. I didn't send any invitations. Huh? Then how did you announce the wedding? I announced the wedding on X. I also posted the date, time, and venue of the wedding. That's all? Isn't that enough? I mean, isn't it lame to send out paper invitations nowadays? It's a hassle and you have to pay for postage. Just inform our parents and relatives by mouth. For the rest, it's enough to ask them to look at X. Then, did you get RSVP responses? I don't need that. If they follow me on X, they should come. Even if you say that, there are people who can't come. If they can't make it, shouldn't they have contacted me to let me know that they won't be coming? How can they notify you of their absence if they haven't been officially invited? Is that so? You remember the wedding invitations I sent, don't you? Invitations are like that for everyone. You also replied to my RSVP. Well, I had no choice but to do it because it came with a reply postcard. Basically, if you don't have that kind of communication, the other party won't think they're invited. Really? You're 25 years old and you don't even know that? I can't believe you felt like you invited someone you knew just because you announced it on X. Even Mom and Dad didn't tell you they were going to your wedding, did they? They looked dumbfounded when I told them I was getting married on the same day as you. They love me more than you. I believe that they would definitely come to mine. You're so self-centered, I'm speechless. But your husband's guests are coming, right? His parents said it was strange that there's no one on my side. So they sent all the guests who had come home. Well, I guess you'll have to cancel your ceremony then. I don't want to. We rented a gorgeous place for the ceremony. But you can't have a ceremony with 0 guests. Hey, Nancy, can't you send some of your guests from your ceremony to mine now? Huh? Because your wedding is a simple, low-budgeted ceremony anyway, right? Just cancel it today. Why don't you just do it another day? Are you stupid? Ted is the CEO of the company. He rented a big venue. There are many guests from work. Then tell Mom and Dad. Even if it's just Mom and Dad, tell them to come here. No can do. Well, I've got a wedding ceremony to go to, so bye-bye. Wait, Nancy! Nancy, is this a good time? I have a favor to ask you. What is it this time? I'm on my honeymoon. Can you please just listen to me? Make it quick. Can I borrow some money? What? The wedding hall charged us a cancellation fee. We can't pay that much ourselves. They're asking for $54,000. Your husband works for a prestigious company. Shouldn't he be able to pay that much? We didn't get a penny of the congratulatory gift we were expecting. Neither he nor I have any savings. It's impossible for both of us to pay it. Then why don't you ask Dad instead of me? He'll do anything you ask anyway. He won't help me either. He's still upset that I made fun of Ted. He says I almost cost his company money. He says he won't lend me a single penny. I see. Even Dad gave up on you this time. It's not funny. My in-laws were also shocked that the wedding was canceled. They won't help us. I'm sorry to hear that. Hey, please, Nancy. Can you lend me $54,000? Your husband is the CEO. He can afford $54,000, right? I'll pay you back later, I promise. Just help me out. I don't want to. Why not? We're family, right? I don't consider you as family. You disrespected the man I married and tried to ruin our wedding. Oh no! Oh, Ted wants to see me, so I'd better be going. Wait! Bye. Wait, Nancy! Nancy! What awaited my sister and her husband, who were trying to ruin my wedding, was a tragic end. They both went into debt to pay the cancellation fee for the ceremony. Shortly thereafter, her husband quit his job. His company found out that they were trying to marry on my wedding date to harass me. When his colleagues began to treat him coldly, he handed in his resignation. After that, he was unable to get a new job. They are now living on my sister's earnings and desperately trying to pay off their debts. Perhaps because of this, she lost lots of weight and looked 10 years older than she was before. She used to be so confident about her appearance, but I can only say that I feel sorry for her. As for me, I am happily living with my newly married husband. I've had a hard time in the family I was born and raised in. From now on, I would like to build a happy family with my husband.
Thank you for watching. Please rate the video and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.